So today we are going to solve the signal flow graph, the overall gain of a signal flow graph. Okay, if a block diagram is given. So in the previous classes, we have discussed the signal flow graph, how to calculate the overall gain of a signal flow graph. If directly the signal flow graph is given. Okay, if a block diagram, if they have given the block diagram, how we have to find the overall gain of a signal flow graph. Okay, so see here we have the example. Convert the given block diagram to the signal flow graph and determine C of S by R of S. So this is the block diagram they have given. Okay, so in the block diagram we have the input, output, summing points, branch points, and we have the gain values. So now for determining the overall transfer function, first of all we should convert the block diagram into a signal flow graph. Okay, so first step we have to consider here for converting the block diagram to a signal flow graph is, so the solution is, so first the nodes are assigned at the input, output, and at every summing point and branch point. So for the given block diagram, first of all we should assign the nodal points. So where we have to keep the nodal points means at the input side, it means nothing but R of S, and at the output is nothing but C of S. If you have any summing points, we should consider it as a nodal point, and if there is any branch points, okay, then we have to consider the branch points as a nodal points. So in the given block diagram, now we have the input, we have the input as R of S, so we have to consider the nodal point. Okay, and after that, now at the summing point, so at the summing point the second node, and at the third node is represented at the branch point. Okay, and fourth point is at the branch point, now we have to represent the fourth node. This is the fourth node, and at the fifth summing point, sixth at the output. Okay, so six nodal points we have represented here. Okay, and after that, so after representation of the nodal points, now we have to draw the signal flow graph. Okay, all the nodal points should be represented with a small circle. Okay, so we have now 6 nodes. Okay, 6 nodes means we should represent 6 small circles. Okay, and between the first node and second node, is there any value here? See here all of you. So first node is nothing but input, and second node is nothing but the summing point. So between 1 and 2 we don't have any value, so represent that value with a gain value of 1, and after that 2 to 3, so second node is at summing point, third node is at the branch point. So between 2 and 3 also we don't have any value, so we should represent that value as a gain value with a value of 1. And after that 3 to 4, between third node and fourth node, so what is the value between third node to fourth node? We have the gain value as G1. So between 3 and 4 we have a gain value of G1, so that should be represented in a signal flow graph. Okay, on the arrow mark we are representing the G1 value. And after that 4 to 5, between 4 to 5 we have the gain value as G2, so we should represent the gain value between the 4 to 5 in the signal flow graph. On the arrow mark we should represent G2. And after that 5th node to 6th node means, it means nothing but summing point to output, we don't have any value, so we should represent with the gain value of 1. Okay, and after that, see here we have one more. So from the branch point 3 we have the input to the summing point, so what is the gain value? G3. Okay, now for the summing point Okay, for the summing point we have the negative sign. So you should represent the gain value with a minus G3. Okay, you should represent the gain value with a minus G3. And after that, so from the branch point 4 to 2, we have a gain. We have the feedback gain value as H. Okay, this H is given for the minus in the summing point. So we should represent the negative feedback gain value as minus H here. Okay, from 4 to second node. So like this, after representing the values, so after drawing the signal flow graph from the block diagram, now we should find the overall gain of the system. So how you are going to calculate the overall gain? So by using the Mason's gain formula. What is Mason's gains formula? 1 by delta sigma of k. K is the lower limit, and delta k into p. Pk into delta k. Pk into delta k. Okay, so pk is nothing but it may be p1, p2. So forward path gains, you are representing p1, p2, p3 and so on up to pn as a forward path gains. Okay, so now we have to find first thing forward path gains for the given signal flow graph. Okay, so how many forward paths are there here? We have two forward paths. So forward path is nothing but if the path is traveling from input to output directly, so those are representing as a forward paths here. So from R of S to C of S, how many paths we have? So first thing is the main forward path, that is nothing but R of S to C of S. See here. So the main forward path is R of S to C of S, and after that we have one more forward path, that is R of S to C of S, like this. Okay, so we have two forward paths, k is equal to 2. That means nothing but we have two forward paths here. Okay, so forward path gain has to be calculated now. So how you are representing? As P1 and P2. Okay, now we have to calculate the forward path gain for the first forward path 1 P1 as like this. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6, from 1 to 6 this is a direct forward path, that is nothing but main forward path. What is the gain value? So we have to multiply all the gain values here. So what is the value? G1, G2. So first forward path gain value is P1 is equal to G1 into G2. And after that, what is the second forward path gain value now? It is nothing but P2 is equal to 1 into minus G3 into 1. What is the value? P2 is equal to minus G3. Okay, so now we have calculated two forward path gain values. So, and after that, now we have to calculate individual loop gains. So what is the formula of Mason's gain? 1 by delta sigma of pk into delta k. Yes or no? So for calculating delta, you should find the loop gain values. Okay. Now how many individual loop gains are there here for the signal flow graph? See here. So we have only one loop. So for that loop, now we are calculating the loop gain of individual loop 1 as P11 is equal to minus G1 into H. That is nothing but you have to multiply the gain 1 into G1 into H. Okay, and after that, gain products, second one, gain products of two non-touching loops. We have only one loop here. Okay, there is no other loop. Okay, so now there are no combinations of non-touching loops. So the gain product of two non-touching loops is nothing but here there is no value. Okay, and after that, what you have to calculate? Calculation of delta and delta k. What is delta formula? 1 minus, okay, sum of gain values of all individual loops minus, okay, minus gain product of gains of sum of product of gains of non-touching loops, right? So now delta is calculated as 1 minus of individual loop. Gain of individual loop is nothing but P11, right? And you don't have plus of gain products of two non-touching loops. The value is 0, right? So now you are representing final delta value as 1 minus of P11, that is nothing but 1 plus G1 into H. Okay, and after that now we have to find delta 1 and delta 2. Okay, how you are calculating delta 1 and delta 2? Delta 1 and delta 2 is nothing but how delta 1 is equal to, what is the value? Is there any is there any non-touching loop for that main forward path, then you can calculate delta 1. Is there any non-touching loop here? No, right? So for the first forward path, delta 1 is equal to 1. Okay, similarly for the delta 2 is nothing but for the second forward path. Is there any non-touching loop for the second forward path? No, the loop is touching, right? So the value is nothing but here delta 2 also 1. Okay, so since there is no part of the graph which is not touching with the forward path 1 and 2, so you are representing delta 1 is equal to delta 2 is equal to 1. Okay, so finally what you are calculating, you have calculated all the values. Delta you know now. Okay, similarly pk delta k, it is nothing but p11. Okay, and you don't have delta 1 and delta 2, you know. P2 value, P2 is nothing but here, what is P2? Minus G3. So P1, you know, P1 value, P2 value, delta 1 and delta 2 values. Okay, so substitute all those values in the Mason's gain formula. Okay, now T is equal to 1 by delta sigma of K Pk into delta K, that is nothing but 1 by delta of P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2. What is delta? Delta is nothing but 1 plus G1 into H. P1 is nothing but, what is P1 value? P1 is equal to, P1 value ento chinna. So you got some value, right? P1 is equal to G1 G2. So G1 G2 delta 1 is 1 plus P2 value is minus G3, G3 into 1. This is your final Mason's gain formula for the given block diagram. Okay, like that you have to calculate the overall gain of the system when they have given the block diagram. So the next problem, convert the block diagram to signal flow graph and determine the transfer function using Mason's gain formula. So this is the block diagram they have given. So first of all we have to convert this to a signal flow graph, and after that we have to find the transfer function of the system by using the Mason's gain formula. So how you are going to convert this block diagram to a signal flow graph? So first of all you should represent the nodes of the given block diagram. Okay, here we have the input as R of S. Okay, and wherever the branch points are there and summation points, we should represent those summation points and branch points with the nodal points. Okay, and the output as a one node. So see the solution here. So here what we are doing, first of all we are assigning the nodes at input, output, and at every summing point and branch point. Okay, so first node is at R of S, and the second node is at a summing point, and the third node is at a summing point, and the fourth node is at the third summing point. Fifth node is at the branch point which is connected to G4. Sixth node is at the branch point which is in between G2 and G3. Next node is at the summing point, and after that you have the branch points, right? Before the output we have the branch points, so represent that also as a node, and after that finally you have the output as C of S, so represent it as another node. Okay, and one more you have branch point. See here at the H2 you have one more branch point, so represent that also as a one node. So after finding all the nodes for the given block diagram, now we have to draw the signal flow graph. Okay, and how we are drawing the signal flow graph? Between first and second node, first you have to represent all the nodes with a small circles. Okay, and after that mention the gain values. Okay, so between 1 and 2 you have no gain value, so represent it as a 1 value. Between 2 and 3 you have the summing point, right? So between 2 and 3 also represent the gain value as a 1. Between 3 and 4 you have the gain value as G1, represent the value with a G1. And after that 4 and 5, between 4 to 5 you don't have any value, you don't have any gain value, so represent that value as 1. Between 5 and 6, what is the value? You have the gain value as G2, so represent it as the gain value with the arrow mark as G2. Between 6 to 7 you have the value as G3, so represent it in a signal flow graph. Between 7 and 8 you have the summing point, so represent the gain value as a 1. Between 8 and 9 you have the summing, you don't have any gain value, so represent it as 1 once again. And so main forward path completed. So now additional you have to take the forward paths also, forward paths and for feedback paths. So from 5 to summing point, from 5th node to you have the value of G4, okay, to the 7th node. So represent a forward path with a gain value of G4, okay, and after that represent all the feedback paths, okay. So from 10th point, from 10th point you have 10th node to the 4th node you have the gain value as H2, okay, but you have to represent the sign also, so it is connected to minus in the summing point, so represent the gain value as minus H2. And after that from the 6th node to the 3rd node you have the value as H1 and it is connected to minus, so minus H1, represent it as minus H1. So from 10th node to 2nd node, okay, you don't have any value, so represent the value as minus 1. Okay, actually it has to be as 1, but it is connected to the minus in the summing point, so represent it as minus 1. Okay, like this you have to draw the signal flow graph. Okay, this is the signal flow graph from the given block diagram. Okay, now by using Mason's gain formula, once again you have to calculate the overall gain of the system. So see how many forward paths are there here. Okay, so the first one is the main forward path and one more forward path is there here. See here, from R of S to C of S directly you have one forward path, and from R of S to 5th node, from 5th node to 7th node, and then finally it is reaching to C of S. So you have two forward paths here. So what is the K value? 2. Okay, now gain of the forward paths is represented as P1 and P2. P1 and P2. Okay, so for the first forward path, what is the P1 value? The P1 value is G1, G2, G3. G1, G2, G3. So multiplying all the gain values here. So on the above arrow mark you have the gain values. So multiply all these gain values. So you will get the final gain value, that is represented as P1. So for the gain of forward path P2, so what is the value now? 1 into G1 into 1 into G4 into 1 into 1. So it is nothing but G1, G4. P2 is G1, G4. Okay, and the second step, what you have to calculate? Individual loop gains. Now you have, see here, we have loops here. Okay, how many loops are there? First of all, draw the loops, then you will understand. So from second point to, so see here, from second point to 8, one loop. This is the loop 1. Okay, from third node to sixth node you have second loop. Okay, and then after that from fourth node to eighth, the third loop. Okay, and after that from fourth node, see here, from fourth node to fifth node, from fifth node to seventh node to eighth node, we have one more loop. Okay, so that is loop 5. Loop, represent it as loop 4. Okay, and after that one more loop you have. So from the second node, okay, from the second node, from 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 7, and 7 to 8. Represent it as one more loop. Okay, so you have 5 loops here. You have 5 loops. So for all 5 individual loops are mentioned as P11, P21, P31. So now what is P11 value? P11 is nothing but for the loop 1. What is the gain value? G1, G2, G3 into minus 1. That is nothing but minus G1, G2, G3. Okay, P21 is equal to, for the second loop, G1 into G2 into minus H1. So it is nothing but minus G2, G1, H1. Okay, and after that what is loop 3? Loop 3 value, G2, G3 into minus H2. So minus G2, G3, H2. What is the loop 4 gain? G4 into minus H2. So it is nothing but minus G4 H2. Okay, and after that what is the final loop you have here? So loop 4, see here, G1 G4 into minus 1. So minus G1 G4. Okay, that is represented here. Okay, after finding all the gain values for all the individual loops, see, verify whether you have 2 non-touching loops or not. Okay, is there any non-touching loops here? Is there any non-touching loops? No. Why? Because all are touching here. Okay, so now there are no possible combinations of 2 non-touching loops, okay, or 3 non-touching loops, etc. That is the next step. So now you have to calculate the delta and delta k. Okay, so what is the formula for delta? Delta is equal to 1 minus of sum of all the individual loop gains plus product of sum of product of all the 2 non-touching loops minus and so on like that, right? That is the formula. So now we have no 2 non-touching loops. So what is the formula? Delta is equal to 1 minus of sum of all the individual gains, that is nothing but P11, P21, P31, P41 and P51. Okay, so 1 minus of, so all the gains, you have to write all the gains. So what are the gain values? Minus G1, G2, G3, G2, G1, H1, G2, G3, H2, G1, G4, G4, H2. Okay, so that is nothing but 1 plus G1, G2, G3 plus G1, G2, H1 plus G2, G3, H2 plus G1, G4 plus G4, H2. Okay, and now you should calculate the delta 1 and delta 2. So what is delta 1 and delta 2? Delta 1 is nothing but, is there any loop that is going to be not touching with the first forward path? Is there any loop that is not touching with the first forward path? No, all loops are touching with the first forward path. So what is the delta 1 value? It is 1. Similarly, what is delta 2? So here also we have all the loops that are touching with the forward path too. So delta 2 is also 1. Okay, so now we have calculated delta value and delta k values. So finally you have to calculate the transfer function. Okay, so transfer function formula, what is transfer function formula? Mason's gains formula, T is equal to 1 by delta sigma of Pk delta k. So that is nothing but 1 by delta of P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2. Okay, so finally now mention the delta value. What is delta 1 plus G1 G2 G3 plus G1 G2 H1 plus G2 G3 H2 plus G1 G4 plus G4 H2 into P1 value is nothing but what is P1 value? P1 value is G1 G2 G3, delta 1 value is 1, P2 value is G1 G4, delta value is 2. So this is the final transfer function, overall gain of the given block diagram. Okay, like this we have to represent all the values for finding out the overall transfer function of the given system. So directly they will give the block diagram or directly they will give the signal flow graph in problems. So you have to use Mason's gain formula for finding the overall transfer function of the system. Okay.